So we just finished watching Now With Natalie. And Natalie, if you're watching, great episode. Episode 3 was with Tyson Chandler, Jerry Manuel, pro baseball player, and Alex Smith, up-and-coming football player. And I'm here with Micaiah Phillips. Jacob, what did you guys think about that episode?
I just thought it was real powerful, the concept, because it's kind of a large concept that a lot of people don't realize, especially in America, with the proliferation of like what she was talking about with sports and just entertainment. Like, we put these people on a pedestal, but in the long time, in the long range of things, purpose outweighs position by like a landslide. Like, if you look at Mother Teresa and look at her position, if you went around the streets right now and asked 100 people, do they want the position that she had? 99 people would say no.
Yeah.
Because that's a position that we look down upon. Like, she was she was poor. Like, she was a teacher. She was working in third world countries, doing all these things. That's hard work, and that's not a glorified position in the large scope of what we see. But because how strongly she walked out her purpose, and how strongly she impacted the world, that's what the world remembers about her. And now that everyone glorifies Mother Teresa, when the position is not really a glorified position. So I just think that's a cool concept of just paying attention to purpose as opposed to living your life according to trying to reach a position.
Yeah. No, that's really good. And why do you think we glorify the positions of, or we celebrate those positions as opposed to a Mother Teresa who did great work for humanity? Does that mean that we even glorify the philanthropists because they were made famous by how much they donated? It's because we highlight human work as well as far as philanthropy, as if that should be celebrated. But could it be that we're celebrating what comes along with it, the notoriety, or actually that they did a great work? Because that could be similar to Mother Teresa.
I think you said it right there, is that it's in the word. Like, people want to be a celebrity for the sole purpose of being celebrated. Because when someone says, oh, you did a good job, when someone says, like, you're amazing, it makes you feel good. So if you get like hundreds of people, thousands of people, like millions of people telling you that, then you feel like your life is now then validated by other people's acceptance. When in order to reach true success, you have to be validated within yourself before one person ever tells you that you're good or that you can make it. So,
Right. And just real quick, if you go back to the video, I thought the perspective and how old they were was interesting. If you notice, Alex Smith, nothing against him, but he only had like 45 seconds in the video. Never went back to him. Young perspective, it just showed that he was about the fame. And then it goes to Tyson, the middle-aged perspective, and he goes, well, I don't want people to see me for the fame. I want them to see me for who I am. I don't want you to see me for your expectations. I want you to see me for the expectations I put on myself and what I've made of myself. And then when it goes to, is it Jerry? Manuel? He didn't mention fame once. He didn't care. Like, I thought that was cool.
And you know what? That's so interesting about Alex Smith, because with him, it came down to playing professionally, getting ready on Sunday, and balancing that out with your social life. That's it.
Exactly.
And I mean, it could be that, you know, he's young, and that perspective could evolve as he gets older. Because I remember when Tyson was saying, you know, when I first got drafted, I was 21, 22, if you would have asked me then, is this the way my journey would go? He'd say, no, that's not how I've seen it. You know, that's interesting. Very interesting.
Because I feel like it's something they don't teach. Like, a lot of ways, especially here in America, to even get to the point where, what's his name?
Tyson?
No.
Jerry?
Yeah, Jerry Senior.
Jerry Senior.
The way he sees things, you gotta learn from experience. Because these aren't things that are being taught in school. These aren't things that are being taught through media, through the different ways kids are being reached. All they see is the celebrity. All they see is people being glorified and magnified in their position. So of course, like a little kid, you in the projects, you see somebody in the NBA or the NFL, you say, oh, that's what I want, because it's better than where I'm at right now. And no one ever told them they could be a doctor. No one ever told them they could be previously, think about it now, all the black kids that want to be movie stars. But that number was way less when there was only white people in the movies because they never see themselves. And when you see, and like just African American people in prolific positions.
Right.
There wasn't such a large number, but you saw them in the NBA.
Yeah.
You saw them in the NFL. So you say, well, that's where I see guys who like me, and I can do that too. So that's where I'm aiming my life towards. That's my goal for my entire life. So they base their entire life off a position they saw somebody playing on TV.
Yeah. Yeah.
Instead of a purpose of what they feel like they're here on the earth to do.
And you know what? That's a good point. You know, with you being in the industry, with producing music to acting and going through auditions, do you see a lot of young people that look like you that are kind of on the same route you're on, or do you feel like you're more of like a pioneer for that? Is your purpose, like what we've seen in the episode, is your purpose revolved around that, being an actor, being a producer, or do you believe it's a vehicle and there's a bigger purpose behind it?
Oh no, I definitely feel like it's the acting, the producing is all a vehicle just for my larger purpose.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like I never want to be really boxed into one. I'm not those things. Like, I'm not doing that, I am that. And I'm all of those multiple things at once. So it's not like, oh, like you trying to do this, you trying to do it all. No, I'm not trying to do it all, I am all. Like, it's just it's what comes out of me. So it's like, it's not like I'm trying to force it or chase those positions, and I don't want those positions just to say that I got those positions. I want those positions to influence and to help somebody else realize their potential and their power. So, and that's what I really like, because, and you said, like, do you feel like you see a lot of people around? I don't. I feel like I'm a pioneer. I'm one of one. At the same time, Jacob is one of one. At the same time, you're one of one, and that's what I like. Like, you see somebody else's position and you say, I want that, but their position will never be your position.
Right.
Because the path they had to walk is totally different from the path you're going to have to walk.
That's good.
So it's like, at the end of the day, there's no positions are a concept that we have created to put labels on people. There is no position.
Right.
There's only purpose.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, his purpose is different than mine, and mine's different than yours.
Yeah.
So we only have what we were put here to do. So I just feel like I don't ever want to get caught up in trying to take somebody else's spot or be in someone else's position. I just want to be in my position where I'm supposed to be at right now.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's really good. And I think that's healthy also for a lot of you young people that are watching, to understand that you have gifts, you have talents, and to work those skills, not to be like somebody else. You have a lane that's carved out, a path that's carved out specifically for you.
I like what Jerry said when he was talking about when the man and the spirituality all combine as one. That's when you get someone who can withstand anything.
Right.
And so I like what you're saying, Micaiah, about how I'm not this or that. It's all inside of me. So it's my job to bring all that's inside of me out of me.
Yeah.
Because then I can better serve the world. Then I can better serve my generation. Then I can better serve people coming after me.
Yeah.
So it's just about putting your energy and your focus into finding ways to get all that is inside of you, whether it's your spirituality, your gifts, your talents, your artistic creativity abilities, whether you're mentally a genius, whatever that looks like, and lining them up with who God is in you, and then letting that come out of you. And that's where you get your unique identity.
Right.
Because his gifts are no different than your gifts. Are different than your gifts.
Yeah.
But when you line them up with who you are in God and you let it all come out, there is no one title. It's just your Brandon.
Yeah.
That's Brandon.
Yeah.
That's Micaiah.
Yeah. That's Jacob.
And that's Jacob.
And you know, that's a really good point, because I feel like the world around you would label you this, will label you that. Maybe it's even for sake of time. I can't say all the 50 things that you're doing or have done. So I see you as this. And everybody has their perspective of how they see you. And then there's God, how he sees you. And this is like, you could get so caught up, like when Tyson was saying, you could get so caught up in losing yourself in the position if you focus on this is my end all be all, or what happens when that ends. And I thought that was powerful. This hit differently for me when he said that, because, man, on my chest is tatted with the crown, a tattoo that says Mark chapter 8, verse 36. It said, never will I gain the whole world and lose my soul. And it's exactly that. Mm-hmm. It speaks to that I never wanted to get so involved with playing basketball that that's my end all be all. When you see me, you just see an athlete, you see nothing more. Prior to that, I had my own mind, my own personality, and the position doesn't dictate who I am as a person. And if we're not careful, we can totally get caught up in all the hype of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. Just when you were saying that, all I could think of is the world will judge you on your exterior and your position, but God will judge you on your interior and your purpose. And given that this is geared towards young people, the coolest part about it is that they laid out the timeline for you. Like I just said earlier, was it Alex? Yeah. He was all focused on his position, the fame, and the exterior things about it. And then what I'm trying to say is, like, it doesn't really matter. Like, what's more important is like what you do with your purpose. And then it was cool that it wasn't until later, Jerry only talks about like his purpose. And it doesn't have to be, oh, here's the beginning of your life, you don't know it, end of your life, oh, now you do know it. It's the idea that you could pursue your positions, and then while you're in that vehicle in transit, also be building up on your purpose. That's what I took from it, and that's what I'm taking away.
Yeah, that's a really good takeaway. And as we wrap this up in 30 seconds or less, what will be a takeaway that you, after seeing this, would say?
I would say that at the end of the day, your focus should always be on purpose, because that's eternal. Like, all positions, people remember you for that. Like, no one's going to remember you because of something that you did. They'll remember you for who you are and the impact you left behind. So purpose is always the thing to focus on as opposed to position.
Yeah, and I think that's fair to say, that it's less about me and more about what we can do and more about what he can do through me. And so with that will always bring about a greater purpose. All right, Now With Natalie discussion panel, these young world shakers.